So it's kind of rough. Oh, we got a battle going on here. Let me back up a little bit, because I can do that. Amazing. They came in here came a whole bunch of Zerglings, and then 13 put up a whole bunch of these little force fields, which really, it kept the Zerglings from being able to move through very quickly. Zerglings kept having to come around this way and run into the wall of Zealots. So, very good job on 13's part. That really messed it up, and then 13 kind of blocked the ramp. Of course, Stalkers could blink behind the ramp, so that actually ended up hurting them. But still, the Stalkers did a lot better job overall. So, another good little harass here. Looks like they're not actually going to break into the base, but they did a lot of damage, and they're pressuring over here. So, got another queen over here, and Frozen Boy's doing a pretty good job. Okay, maybe not. I was going to say, there it is. Keeping these spawn larvae going on. If you look at, or if we look at their production, on units, he has just 3 larvae sitting around, so he's not sitting on a whole lot. Meanwhile, on resources, you can see Jeroth has the most resources. No, sorry, Z has the most resources, followed by Jeroth, then Sheik, and I would say he's doing the best right now. As a general rule, you want to use the resources as soon as you have them. Having a huge influx like this is bad, because the resources that are in the bank are not helping you in the game. And, oh, we got more harassment. Man, Jeroth is just absolutely pummeling their opponents. How did he get up here anyway? Observer? Yes, he does. I was going to say, because now he has vision up here so he can blink. And it looks like the Thors have come down in order to be mean to the Stalkers. Again, Stalkers are armored. Actually, that doesn't help with the Thor. The Thor does 33 damage, period. He doesn't get a bonus, but still, 33 damage in 2 shots when the Stalker only has, like, you know, 80 health. Sheikah's saying, hey, observers would help. Because Sheikah's figured out that there's an observer in Z's base. So, if we can kill it, then they can't harass you as easily. So, Sheikah apparently knows what he's doing. Or at least has a basic understanding of strategy. And here comes the harassment again. So, Jeroth, you really need to spend some minerals. Let's see, what are you doing back at your base? Whole lot of nothing. Jeroth is running into, okay, he is making some colossi. But here he comes again, going to harass. Very nice harassment here, but this time it looks like Sheik is going to come in here and block the escape. So, you know, it's one of those, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And shame on, can't get fooled again. Thank you, Governor Bush. Yeah, not a Bush fan, if you can't tell. Where are... Because there's the... I guess a lot of his troops got wiped out. I mean, I see some more being produced up here. But it does look like he has gotten a lot of damage done to him. I still don't see... So it looks like there may be a tech switch going on. Because I don't see Jeroth rebuilding the guys he just lost. And he's making a Stargate, actually. Little late for Stargate. A lot of Protoss will make Void Rays at the beginning in order to harass. But he can make them if he wants. He has the power. Alright, and oh, Medivacs, good deal. I didn't even see the... Okay, there it is. A reactor, for those of you that don't know, you can see, if you click on this, there's a lot of upgrades you can get, and you can make everything. This one cannot make these, because it needs a tech lab. But the reactor does actually allow you to make 2 units at once. If they were making units, I could show you that, but they aren't. Blasted cowards. Maybe I'll show you on this one, though. Nope, damn. Grr. But yeah, it basically lets you, it's like having a second barracks, but it's a second unupgraded barracks, so you can only make, like, Marines. You can't make any of this other stuff. So, you gotta make a decision, and, oh, it looks like Sheik is planning to expand to the high yield. These allow you to, oh, system is shutting down in 5 minutes. Hopefully it won't cut me out, like, knock me off. So, yeah, you can see, right now, this is the beta. They're going to release a patch that I hope allows me to do replays without having to connect to the beta. So, wow, that was interesting. So we're shutting down in 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's shutting down now, so whatever. Here comes the attack. There are Thors being carried by the dropship. Thors are too big to actually hit the dropships, and I think that's a really nice touch by the Thors are coming down, and ouch. Here comes the Phoenixes, but the problem is the Phoenix is able to lift units, make them unavailable, but massive units are immune. Guess what, buddy? Thors are massive. So Phoenix do not get to do much. Here come these guys that are trying to get stuff done. Not going to be effective. Thors are pretty effective against air. They're better against mutas, but here comes Hydras coming in off the top. Hydras are very effective, but Thors do a lot of damage against them because, like I said, Thors do light damage and they shoot twice, and Hydras only have like 80 hit points, so it takes Thors like 2 volleys to kill a Hydra, or 1 volley if anyone else is hitting. So yeah, Hydras were doing really well except until the Thors walked up. Here comes Jeroth has his Colossus out. You see Colossus just absolutely melt Marines. Colossus do 19 damage, and they do a little sweeping attack, so they'll do 19 damage across the Marine ray. And again, Marines only have 45 hit points, so loss of 19 almost kills 3 will. There's that Void Ray, like I said, but Void Ray walking out right into not very good. Void Rays actually are really good against Thors, don't get me wrong. Void Rays are very strong, and this guy has the he has gotten the upgrade farther. He's just going to take out, and there's a lot of these that Jeroth is trying to cannon up in the last second. And honestly, if this many cannons get up, he's going to be in pretty good way here. Unfortunately, he's not doing very. I mean, he's almost mined out there. He still has this base up and running, but the problem is, you have to hear right as I'm saying that, Sheik has realized, hey, wait, I control this area, so I'm going to stand here and kill off all your probes. And the probes say, run away! If Sheik has the siege tanks, he's up there, he can just absolutely kill the crap out of him. So, here Jeroth has the Immortal. Immortals are pretty good against heavy units, but not very good against light units like the Stalkers. Stalkers only do 10 damage a shot, and I think if you do like a significant amount of damage, then there's an extra 10 of resistance that Immortals get. And here come in, here come in some Zerglings. Zerglings are very effective as Thors. Thors do a lot of damage, they do 30 damage a shot, and Zerglings don't have a lot of hit points. But the problem is, there's just so many of them, and the Thors, have a hard time turning around and hitting them all. It does look like this one Thor is going to survive and walk over here and start taking out these unpowered photon cannons. It's like this one is actually still powered. It is in range of that photon. So, but here comes some Immortals, and there goes the Thor. So, Jeroth has managed to save his base, although he lost a lot of his production stuff. All he's got left is these 2 robotics facilities. This is unpowered, so he can't research Zealot charge. Similar to the old Zealot legs, except instead of Zealots being always fast, they just charge into battle whenever they actually get there. Apparently Zealot legs was a little too strong. It looks like, oh, there are more Thors here. So, that's not good. Honestly, this is not going to be very good for Sheik. Thors are strong, but they're not amazing. A good Zergling rush like this, I don't know if this is enough Zerglings to really kill them, especially not if we've got Stalkers coming in, but, and that was pretty good. He actually ran past the Thors over to, she's saying, I need backup, and I'm saying, hey, look, there's one right there. Look to your ally. Oh, and here's trying to get, he was trying to get his probes out, and then the sentries locked themselves out, but they also kept the probes from escaping, and the Colossus just ate their lunch. So, boom, that's a lot of probe death for Jeroth. Jeroth is not feeling too happy right now. Not too happy at all. Alright. We've got, once again, we've got some Immortals here, but the Immortals are not going to be too effective against these sentries and Stalkers. So, Immortals really want to engage the Thor, because they'll be better against the Thor. Honestly, for those of you that don't play Starcraft 2 and just watching things, the name of the game in Starcraft 2 is unit composition. It's, yes, micro obviously affects that a lot. You need to make sure that the good units that are strong are fighting the units that are weak against them. But if you just make straight Thors, you're going to get killed. They're going to make units that kill Thors, and there's, micro does make a difference. But honestly, if you're not scouting and they just make a group that's better for what you have, you're going to get killed. What you want to do is say, okay, I need an army. I mean, it's basically what, to give an example, and none of them are really doing it right now, but earlier, whenever, Sheik's doing it, you've got Marines. Marines are really good against light units like Zerglings. You've got Marauders, which are really good against heavier units like the Stalker, or like, the Roach. They do a bonus against heavy units. So, I keep saying heavy, against armored units. And then the Thor gives backup, does a lot of damage, can clear out, does a lot of support fire, and is good against mutas. So with these 3 units together, there's not really, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to make this and win. It comes down to micro. It comes down to how you control your units.